Electricals and Electronics nabaonia bebintu by'okuyiga kistima ne electronics ky'okutumika nyumba buna chi TV set, chi decoder, chi hoover, chibirika ky'okuberia mache, DVD players, chi machine ky'okugingira ebirobu by'estima by'ekyaina aho power extensions, showers, consumer units, solar panels, inverters, industrial sockets, switch boxes, cooker sockets, circuit breakers, chibasi chokubasiri chianga, chi insulator switches, chi tester chistima, chi meter boxes, nebinde binge. Nigobale imeyumu chukisi, asinyumba ya Guzi Plaza, room number G2. Nabuku bakiresimi ase namba enoti isano na ibere eyemo isano enoti marakabere kianda isano na isato ibere isano na ibere gose enoti isano na ibere eyemo isano na isato isano nemo enoti isano na ibere inye isano nemo ibere. Wima Electricals and Electronics, the best electricals in town. Uniforms and Sports Center nigo bakoroshia na kuonya chianga gula chi t-shirt chi round neck collar t-shirt chi sweater chi shati chi mekoni mienge ni chi mekoni metambe ebitamba byukwarwa burere ne byogutubu muito chi track suit chi pajama chokoralira imipira y'inkoyo n'erya ya netball chi soksi chi jasi chi tai chi sukuru ao naboigo nkokora bali embroidery korosya bali chisweta naboigo kubeka amaliko asichianga gose labeling nigo bagotoka asamagacho abaraka building imeyumu chukisi ejuere angine supermarket ya Shivling gosumwa kirisi mirut ase namba enoti isano na ibere noti isato kianda isano na isato isano nemo enoti. Peak Uniforms and Sports Center edukeyemo asoko nyora chi uniforms chonzi nebintu byogukorera chigosori. Ndizi TV obwansu bw'omuguzi.
Nao kwaniria ndonsia soberto mwanchu muligereria bwegeta seni kia Ndizi TV no kwegena kwane muna litukoli yao gose Jumapili yao ya kwirire bya andekero tukumira na semesa ya mangana maya egeren kumanyenga nararia ya na kwariganire kurwa semambia wikachinse chiga chabono margoba ngokumanya senchira yoboikirano Toinyore litukoli lero aba Kristo kurwa se chikanisa chige Katoliki amone chikanisa ao niko litukoli lero bachengera litukoli ya makendo eliko mwenyora Yesu Kristo unanyorete mechando chingaki alenge guchya kobambwa ayobona yanda mange asenchira yoboikirano asege keke kerebosyo kolende nabo kugendera gotobwate gwetera senchira ye mitandao Ndizi TV News ensemo ya Facebook nabo igo Ndizi TV News asensemo ya YouTube kuiranande egeren kumanyenga nararia ya na kwariganirie wikachinse chiga. Na kuariganire mwanchu muligereria injeni gonkoro kwa Sara Nyarangi Ontita keronta gitetoya chake kurwase kaunti ya Kisii asekelisia Kenya bururu abo asaba Kristo abarai na babwatani ao baumirana na guchengera rituko lia makendo abo asaba Kristo bakonyara kuinyora emechando Yesu Kristo aiterete chingaki ari kwenda Yerusalem nekero ari kuyarigania gocha kumirana amo nabali bali kumubamba aso musalaba amange tiatumirana no muliko ito Mildred Momanyi oyo gotochakeria aso gotugurira noroboti urwa senchira yoboikirano.
Ekanisa yege Katoliki nigo bakora engaki yo kwengata bunenchera ya moyo konyora amatukalia Yesu Kristo achandegete asengenjo yebibe bya mwanya bantu. Imeye kanisa ya Nyabururu egotoka imeye kaunti ya Kisii nigo abaraina babwatani be kanisa yo baumerana ase gochengera lituko lya makendo iliyokolengana baroboli bwate ekerenga gyo komotogia Nyasaye. Omofada bwekelisi ekyo Bankrat Juma naerera igoro yo morobelio yo.
Engaki ekero tukukora engaki okwingata. Twatakire amo nomo yuga bomo amakena matagatifu twaseniye atwairwe. Amakenda ya otorokire tukania omarembe santu bonsi na mono tubulo marembe family chito. Omarembe asantu bande kati itana mono tuolira ni Nyasaye sinitira ese ya Kenya abato no gochora to no gochoro kuya to no malembe unta konde unta tonde skendionsi sinjo gochora
aba Kristo bekelisie kyo na barobwa mbanyora libaga na koerera igoro yali tukeli lya makendo gose Palm Sunday
ero nigo tole Nyabururu togo sherekea weekend takatifu ekero mugweni ito Yesu Kristo ari guchandika okobibi bya mwanya bantu kono twatebi unga asekonye tubwate bigocha tweitimono oikanye to kutali koigwana tusaba no kwabirana erigere tunyari koigwana nandu tunyari kweiti bibyeito unabona Yesu Kristo agende guchandika okobibi byeito abwato bwanjani obongo kutia semwanya bantu taliga ne chinguru chia mubulete ali wetole kurusa abaskali balia lakini asengenjangite kutotolia ntwabanyene
itukori okuyarigania na mono kuinyora aya korekane tingaji chirija Yesu egere tuyarigania se epasaka erigosiboito abona se chingaki echi nigere ogosaba boito nga tope no morembe na mono tusaberane unabono asichinse chiriji bokonguna Croatia na Russia banyari gutwana baruwo morembe bagokira matukaya
na intwe kurwa Ndizi TV nigo twabaganeiria abakristo lituko lya makendo ligia gingo ripotelia egetaseni kya Ndizi TV elitaliane Mildred Momanyi
Mbiamano omulikito Mildred Momanyi asoroboti uruo. Uskomotwe abarai babangina ase kanisa yegi Adventista litukule igoro nigo banyorete chigutwe chiabo ase district ya Menyenya abo ase banyoreta maigerio igoro yesabato na kwegerwa mangana mange gati abo amangana a family life abo ase omopasta ase lieta Robert Achoki anyaratko bagako bomukwaneri ase umuyegoyo tigatonyora roboti urwa senchira yoboikirano tali abaroki gwabe chiskuru chioka bakonyora chigutwa chingaki bakorera masomo abo ase kurende kiromonto oliokorera maigeriaye goikanere anyore egutu eyo wetania abangina chimyeisano na ibere korwa chikanisa ao echo chirense ye district ya Menyenya ase conference ya South Kenya nigo banyorete chigutwa magega yogokora amaigerio na maorokerelio ayo aira matukatato ayo anyara kobaga koragwa na Pastor Dr. Paul Warokiage oyore omunyakerogo o South Kenya conference buna akoerera
yona abairege kwegeria igoro uno monda kwagachika abe omugima abo isaneire asamangane kimwika elieta toko tebe gesongo spiritual formation abutwarolire nga nokumanya sabye kene mnawo kwanu asebuku na wanja Yesu oyochire uno motolia asogotorusia asoma kweli akana kale no bosomba bwebibe nese yebibe
abarai babang'ina bwo baikiranete na koegwa chigutu echio nigo barenge no mogoko magega yo kumirana ase omusangerekano manene ase ntunde yeritang'ani kubwatekana nebitango byomuchando o COVID-19 oyo tarenge gwanjira abakristo gochamo
Incho yo muri kuna gusabere ngete ngo manene ga tukora nche korone sire tumirane kuna bakungu tomentu chinguru cyo gukora emirimo Yes ataraira na sense aigara abantu bonse bamwikere
Corona yabeire gutochanda mono onyana barwaira abanga bagina bange mbarware tabandi bagasiria bagaka babugwetera se corona lakini omwako ya karatwanyorete nyasaye usiriri corona abagina ko barenge na maiga manene yo gocham ekiagera basiriranira samatuka matambe aseng'echo yo gosangaringana ria nyasaye
Omorandia Robert Achoki nigo abairanireti abang'ina bwong'ambuya mono ase ogoikirana ase semineyo na gosanga obuya bwa nyasaye
na tikirese ni ibere lesson ya sabat ne lesson ya stewardship wabere to kwegeramu sabat gatwegeri bunanya ere ya nyasaye nero mutungi nero muboria nande nero tuiranirie asituasirete korwa
Ndizi TV emesa ya mang'ana maya Maega yo kanyoro roboti ro senchira yo boikirano bono nigo tokwenda gwikase county ya Nakuru abu asensemo ya barai kuru asenseme yo bamuganirie omurai wikiama kia ODM Raila Amolo Odinga komachora omokonyo ye kuru asorogongo rwa Mount Kenya bakoragwa no mugavana wi county ya Nakuru Likinyanjui nigabara ya ubatebire omokonyi bomurai bwense gosomokonyi oyora chikoba oyo ya Raila Odinga nigabwenerete gochoro kurwa sorogongro Mount Kenya asengencho ba nachireki nagyo kumosira Raila Odinga abwase batebire chinga kicheikire abarai bande batige gweswanania na kugania libagelio elibatebire libwenerete kwenda asensemo ya Mount Kenya nigoboigoba ya kuana ya chinga kibaikirana asomo yegabo kubekirwa chigutwa abarokigwa kurwase ensemo ya Vera Technical Training School abo banyarko baokura masomo abo bya na kubekirwa chigutu icho
Nakuru muko na kura nyingi sana more than 1.1 So what is the share of Nakuru County and the national government? And we should not shy away from asking.
We are also not blind followers. We want to follow, but our interests must also be taken into account. The region of Mount Kenya expects nothing short of the deputy president. It does not matter who it is, it does not matter from what region, but our interests must also be incorporated there. Tulianza hii safari wakati watu wengine atawange karibia baba hata kidogo. Wamekuja juzi sasa ndio wamekuwa ndio farisi pale mbele. We want to say we are not there by chance. We are there by choice.
Tumeshikana katika umoja wa Azimio. Tuweze kuwa tunaunganisha nchi yetu pamoja ili tuweze kuleta nchi pamoja na tuwe na amani na maendeleo. Hatutaki kuuziwa uoga. Ati lazima tuchague watu fulani ili tukue na amani. Amani should be inherent, should be part and parcel of our country, but should not be used as a bargaining tool.
Ekiombe kioboerani bwa mang'ana imense ito ya Kenya gose Communication Authority of Kenya nigo giatsingirire goteba goika chilaini chinya chinyare ko bachikulikirwa eli gotanga obuibi bwa nyare ko babugo chanda ba Kenya asegikabono okwana nabalikia mang'ana mu basorero abanyakirogo oseba bwatani bekiombe kyo bakoragwa na Ezra Jiloba oyoro munyakirogo bw'ikiombe kyo nigo banyarko bakwerera sobwime naseki baligeti chilaini echo chinya kwigurwa osekolikirwa abo asebate babuna nonya nabana bake batariki myaka 15 abangi baba nigo babwate chilaini echo kurende chitalikirie nigo boigo babulia baibuli kwenda kyabuna nkolikia bale chilaini asabana babo
through a proposal on child online protection, and I would invite Mercy maybe to shed some more light in that regard.
Thank you very much. I think that question was tied to whether this exercise is mandatory, And indeed, it is mandatory, it's a statutory requirement. The issue of SIM card registration is an integral part of the terms and conditions of a license. Now, when it comes to the case of minors, the reason for requiring a check and verification on this is because when a SIM card is registered for a minor, it is subject to certain higher cautionary outlook than would be available for an adult. So it therefore becomes incumbent for any parent or guardian to actually want to verify whether the minors in their custody have numbers that are appropriately registered. And one of the requirements by the law is the production of a birth certificate. This would then mean that if a number belonging to a minor does not have a birth certificate registered, it needs to be regularized for the sake and the security of the child who continues to use that device. This is very much a consumer protection issue and something that we should take very seriously, and an opportunity to take corrective action at this point in time, or otherwise then face the penalty that has been spelled out under the law. There was also the question on what triggered this exercise. This exercise was triggered out of the need to generate quality assurance, because the regulator does receive returns from the operators. The regulator also carries out exercises on its own motion to collect regulatory intelligence from the market. So around March 2021, there was quite a flurry of reports, and even in the press, on SIM cards that were lost or were found in sacks and bags and the like. And obviously then that sparked the curiosity to verify what is in the market. And an exercise was carried by the regulator of its own motion, which is within the powers of the regulator to do, and it was an extensive exercise covering.
Ekiama ya Democratic Party nigobono kiamo chiwe asokubeke seyo kuigwana ucha kubwaterana n'obomo bwa Kenya Kwanza abweli tukuligoro kurengana na Wambugu Nyamu oyoro mokonyi bumolikia sensemo yemerobiro yebyama nigatebire okuigwana okukwabege tulitukuligoro amono muraiwe kiamekyo Justin Muturi nigo kwarenge mamincha yelichiko liekiama.
Has stood for integrity and has never been associated with any corrupt activities. What happened yesterday was a blatant act of corruption in which a few individuals illegally mortgaged the parties to an outside coalition. At the Party National Delegates Convention held at the Bomas of Kenya on the 20th of February this year, the Democratic Party resolved not to join any coalition before the general election and instead engage like-minded political players after election with a view of forming the post-election coalition. It is important for Kenyans to note that the party NDC has not met since then, that is February 20th, to vary or otherwise alter the resolutions it made on that day of the 20th of February. That same are still binding and can only be vacated by the NDC at a meeting held in accordance with the party constitution. It is therefore shocking that 4 officials operating under the cloak of secrecy so as to conceal the illegal acts can purport to make decisions for the NDC, which is the highest decision-making organ of the party.
Aba Kenya na barai bonsi nigo baburiwe kuralio morembe bosio bobacholi bosio abobo chokore ko mutenyo 5 na 3 chitariki kianda ayo na mangana ya baraibe chikanisa ao abomerana ase county ya Kiambu abwase bali gutalia gosibali guchengera litukulia makendo abwase babolia ba Kenya ko babatoereru na kwene kyabuna nkuralia baro morembe andonsia seba gutara nigo baigo baira chinga kiecho na kubolia bana siasa kulinda chinkwana bagukwana egeretira tibaba isa guche guturubania omorembe.
Remember that the donkey that carried Christ was a very ordinary donkey. Listen to me, church. If you want to become special, if you want to become respected.
Huu ambapo tunaelekea uchaguzi, tunaitwa ili kuwa mfano mwema kama Wakristo, ili kama Kristo alivyokubatia unyenyekevu katika maisha yake, pia sisi katika mambo yote ambayo tunafanya tusifanye mambo ili kuleta migawano katika wakati huu wa uchaguzi, bali tuweze kushirikiana vema, tuweze kuhubiri amani, na ili tuwe na uchaguzi ambao utaleta maendeleo katika nchi.
Ebyombe bya machiko yegenka gose civil society groups nigo bono besokirie na koboria abanasiasa bali bakagwa chi direct ticket korwa sobo cholyo boke banyale ko bagotigali morioka asengencho kuno goswanana no boene bo bananchi abo baganire ko egwalibaga na gwechorera barai barabwo abanyene chinkuma asamatuka bwangoiga obacholyo boke ase chinsemo ao niko bwarorekanire gotwara obotutukanu abo asaba menyi abange banyale ko bakwemurungania buna barai abange nigo bakagwa chi direct ticket na igo abananchi kolinwa libaga lyogokora obocholi barabubuka abanyene.
Political landscape already high because of the ongoing political party primaries. We urge political parties to ensure that they conduct their nominations in a peaceful, free and democratic manner. We call upon parties to adhere to the rule of law and their nomination rules so as to give legitimacy to the outcome of this process.
As they prepare for the nominations, as they conduct these processes, saying that they're going to give tickets to people who have already been removed from office, for breaching Chapter 6, people who have been charged for corruption, people who have even been convicted, have been welcomed openly by political parties, and are being considered for tickets. And we're asking political parties to act as a first sieve that will stop these individuals from getting back into elective office.
Omugavana we kaunti ya Machakos Alfred Mutua nigo bona ene kirebu na noare asobomo bwazimio la umoja weika omoelio chinga kecho niga mubolirio murai weki ama kya Wiper Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka ochamo na kubwatirana eliokone kyabuna Raila Odinga nkobaro mobui asobocholi bolibosio boigo Mutua nigaira libagali bene abwasaerera obwamatebwa ya na Raila Odinga asateba Odinga no montora nyale kobakao korera bakenya emeremo amona koleta amagenderero asengencho nigali nekirenge kiyagi uchakobakonya abakenya bonzi.
From the Savannah grasslands in Taita to the amazing Longalayani of Turkana, from the fresh waters of Lake Victoria to the massive blue waters of the Kenyan coastline, from the mango farms of Ukambani to the sloping hills of Miraa, Macadamia, tea and coffee of Mount Kenya, to each corner where the heart of a Kenyan child beats as their eyes open wide with dreams of a good life, we will campaign for Raila Amolo Odinga and for Azimio. To this end, and this is very important, I have a special plea for His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. Your Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, I respect you. But this campaign is not about you, and it's not about me or many of the leaders vying for office. It is about the aspirations of the people of Kenya. And at this juncture, it is about the victory of the great Jacom Raila Amolo Odinga. Therefore, I request you humbly, let us work together, strategize together, and even campaign together, because that is the only way we can win. Yes, we are competitors in a country yearning for generational change that is focused not on the past, but the comfort of the present and assurances of a good future. But this should not blind us to the task at hand. I'm ready for a handshake. So let us cease fire and forge forward as a team to secure Raila's presidency. 4. Why Raila? Why Raila? I have a soft spot for Raila. I've said that many times. He's a wonderful man. He's full of charisma and a big heart. A humble man despite his power and influence. I like him. And also, I'm very fond of Mama Ida, who has taken care of him all these years despite many challenges. Raila is not just a leader. I consider him to be my friend. And he looks at me as a friend, and Mama Ida treats me as if I'm her son. So I have a very soft spot for Raila Odinga, and I trust him.
No mawaziri bw'oburimi Peter Munya nigo bona abaenekeirie abarimi bonsi mense ito ya Kenya buno bwoyo mborororo nandi nigo boro ase rigori ryanse abo asate babogotoka ase ekegancha gia serikali gosase store ya serikali ayemanyekanete buna National Cereals and Produce Board NCPB abo asaburiria abarimi koba ase bikundi na goika asensemeyo na kwelikia ilikuwa nyorero bwoyo bwo ase rigori ryanse nigaburiria abarimi tibabaisa koboa asengenche nengaki yelisimeka abo asabatebirie amoyo bono naro asobonge na wesokia na kuelikia.
Serikali imetoa 5.7 billion kurangaramia hiyo fertilizer. Na iko kwa store za serikali. Musu atikuambia enda kwa duka hapa ugenda ukute bei ni juu. Useme Munya amesema uongo, hapana. Iko kwa NCPB. Shikaneni 3 4 mteremuke huko. Kama huko kwa lisi county commissioner kazi yako ndio kuandika hawa, kuregister hawa. Hii mpango ya serikali si ya kusaidia yule aiko na eka 1000 Taita Taveta ama kwingine. Hii ni ya kusaidia wakulima hawa wa kawaida. Kwani hapa Embu mko na eka ngapi pa farm? Kamoja, kambili, 3 kuota. Sasa kama unless mtu anatafuta fertilizer kuenda kuuza, saidi ya 20 utapeleka wapi?
Chideka nemeronge bere na isato Amayia Ensa Eyemo yabona butuko mwancho murigereria nabo nongo ikero mwere bo mangana maya aya twanyora kurugaiga asemesa ya mangana maya ngwakangambia mono asebali mwensi mwarigereria morobelio yoiga asoko ira chinga kichaino nebiro nigongo tebanga mbia mono kigima tumerana ende chikoraga chinsa isato chabona butuko nchiko kumanya yo amona yanda mange asenchira yo boikirano olia twali kubwaterana komo kurwa sensemo yende ya studio oyone kyabuna kwanyorera mariogine chibicha senchira yo bororo nigakoro kwa Omasai Jaimo na inche nako yaletera senchira yo boikirano nigonkoro kwa Nyarangi Ontita.